What's going on, guys? Finally time to get this light kit set up, get those blinkers plugged in, take this thing apart. I am sick of taking it apart. I'm probably going to do that off camera. Y'all have seen me do it 1,000 times. But yeah, I was going to do it yesterday and I ended up coming down with a fat headache. So, I pretty much just laid in bed all day. But yeah, we'll get this thing taken apart. Super bummed. I cleaned up all the wiring right here. Looks super nice. Now I'm gonna have to rip it all apart, get the wiring harness out, just take the whole light kit out. And what I'm gonna do is set up a time lapse and probably wire it all together, show you guys how I did it, before I do that. And bench test it, make sure it works. Probably gonna make a bracket to bring that out and up so I can have the blinkers coming out behind it. And I got some mounts coming out for the fork tubes. They'll probably be here hopefully in the next couple weeks, coming all the way from China. I seem to get lucky with the China stuff. But yeah, let me get this thing apart and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, so got the bike apart. Check it out. Got my mess all over the ground there. Just a quick recap. Controller's looking good. It's nice and sturdy. Hasn't came loose at all. See my wiring still all jumbled up. But so I got the light kit out and sitting here looking at it. I took the throttle controls apart and got my relay here. So basically this is going to be for the throttle controls right here. Just pulled that out right there. And when I follow these wires, I notice the main power, it goes in from the I believe this is the light switch or the horn switch. I don't remember, but it loops into the switch for the blinkers, and then you follow these all the way down, and it ends up right here with this connector that goes right into this connector, and then these run all the way down into the blinkers from the main light. So what I'm going to do is completely unplug this, and then this is going to be my power for my left and my right blinkers. So I'll use this connector at the end to connect to the power on my blinkers, and then the blinkers, they'll just get grounded out into the harness. So that should be pretty easy. But the main thing I want to focus on is this relay. If I want to use this one relay instead of both of them, I'm going to have to wire this in to power before the blinker switch. Now if I was to wire it in after, basically both blinkers would be going in, and whether I switched it to left or right, it would power all four of them, which we do not want. So I'm going to set up a little time lapse here. I'm going to do a little trial and error so you guys can see. Basically what I'm going to do is cut this power that goes to the switch, and all I'm going to do is splice it. This relay goes from the battery straight to the lights. So if I plug that in between here, the power will run through into the relay and then back into the switch. That way, once I power the left side, only the left side should blink, and I power the right side, only the right side should blink. So that's my explanation, my theory at least. Hopefully it works out. I got my 48 volt battery right here, got some connectors that I'm going to use. So basically I'm just going to set up a little time lapse sitting here on the garage floor. Love to have a bench, but again, I don't have any space over here, so doing what I can with what I got. So let's get you set up. Hopefully this works. Alright guys, we are looking good. So let me run through what I did one more time without touching any wires together. So like I said, between the power coming into the headlight switch goes right into the blinker switch, and it looks like that runs separately into the horn, so that's good. I won't be messing up that. So basically I clip that, and then I attach these 20 gauge or these 16 gauge wires, and from one side of the relay it says battery, so we got main power coming in from the headlight switch right here, so main power going in, and then one side that says light, so that's going to come right back into the switch. Like I said, that's going to be before the switch, that way whether I hit left or right, this power from the relay is going to make sure that both sides flash. So I have it set up kind of sketchy right here with my little jumpers, and let's plug it in and I'll show you that one side works, and we'll plug in the other side, that way I can show you both side works. Make sure I got that right. Good to go, and we are plugged into green. All right, you can see my connection's not too great, but you get an idea. There's one side, and if we go to the right, nothing happens. But put that down for a second, and then I'll unclip this one, plug it into the other side, and now we got right and we got left. Now for some reason this relay right here, it's very weak and doesn't, the sound's not very loud unless you have both of them plugged in, which you probably tell from right now when I just switched that. But everything is working great. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all dialed in, solder it up, and then I'll bring you back, make sure everything's working good. We probably won't be mounting it today in this video. I'm gonna wait until I have the brackets for the head tubes, that way I can mount the front ones. But I am gonna get these dialed in, get the cable or get the wire stretched out, you know, run into the correct length, all that good stuff. But yeah, let me get this dialed in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I was gonna make a hyperlapse, time lapse, whatever you want to call it, but I decided I'm gonna be sitting here way too long for that to be running and running. So basically I'm just gonna jump in here and there and show you guys what I've been doing. So just like I showed you earlier, I have my power going into my relay, so it'll go main power into relay and then boom into the switch. And then with the switch, what I ended up doing is desoldering the stock wires, and I just put one of my 16 gauges on one side, another 16 gauge on the other side. And so this is going to power, let's say, the left, so it runs all the way down and then it's going to split off, so I'll have length going to the front and then I'll have length going to the back. So that's going to power me. And then what I think I'm going to do is just create just a separate ground and plug it into the controller, and then just run all 4 of the blinkers into that same ground. That way it's just separate, and I'm not trying to splice, you know, 4 extra wires into this tiny little piece here. So basically I just got to go in and match this one, solder these 2 right here onto those ones over there, and then you know, I'll clean all this up, make it look nice, and then basically I just got to go buy some more bullet connectors and get my ground together and we should be good to go. But yeah, I'll just keep jumping in and out, letting you know what's going on. Alright, we are finally back. Alright guys, so before I showed you that I had the wiring harness set up for the handle control, so I can't talk right now. But I actually swapped the horn button with the light button, just because every time I'd, you know, hit the throttle or something, and I'd always hit the horn and it'd scare the hell out of me half the time. So anyways, like I was showing you before, all I did was go down and add this sleeve and then electric taped all the stuff that I won't be seeing, and then down to So we'll have 2 for the front, and so these 2 shorter ones are going to be for the front. Still got to go get more bullet connectors, but I do have one side ready for you so I can show you. So these 2 will run to the front, and these 2 right here will run to the back. So for this test, and just to show you all that it does work, got our front and our back for the, we'll call it the right side. So we'll take my lights, plug in our blinkers, just like that. And then what I ended up doing is making a ground harness. So this will plug into the controller where the ground is, and then the blinkers will just ground into the controller, back into the battery. So basically, I got my, 12 gauge running into 2 of my 20 gauges, and then these 2 split off into the rear ground for the longer ones and the front grounds. So basically, I did all this so it'd be easy to disconnect and connect everything. That way it's not all just soldered in solid and I have to cut and snip everything. That way it can be transferred over to something else if I decide to in the future. But here's this. So let's see, I'll plug it in real quick. So we got, here, let me get back here and I'll show you. So here's both my grounds. Again, like I said, I need more connectors. So I got one ground in, and this one I've just been shoving in here. Just like that. Nothing sketchy to see here. Alright, and then this will connect to our ground, which I'm just going to connect with this for right now. Plug that in. Connect those bad boys. Let's get our positive going. And we should have power. And let's see, we'll turn the light on just to show you. Lights work, brake lights are on, horns working, and oh, looks like that's going to be my right blinkers. You hear this thing beeping away, and the blinkers are blinking. Pretty awesome. So that's pretty much going to do it for this. Like I said, I just need to get some more connectors for my grounds and my other side. But once I do that, it's pretty much ready to go. Like I said, I gotta wait for the mounts for the front, and then I gotta build something for the back, just to kind of clean up the whole look of it. Basically, I want to have, let's see, it goes like this, and then I just want to put, one behind it and another one like that, and have it sticking out the back kind of like that. That way it'll look a little cleaner. That way they're not like up here and pointing like that and in my way. So I think that'll look pretty good. But man, that was a pain in the butt. And I'm glad I got all the soldering and wrapping up the harness and cleaning everything up. Glad I got that out of the way. So that's gonna do it for this video. Turn the camera around real quick. I do have a surprise coming for the channel. If you want, take a guess, let me know in the comments, but it's going to be a new addition. I'll let you guys know this weekend. I got it coming, I think Thursday, but I'll be at work all week. So stay tuned for the next video, and until then, peace. Alright, I lied. I can't finish the video off until I'm finished. Finally. All done.